Hello and welcome everybody to our Good Society game, Reading Between the Lines. We are very excited to be back after a week off, which I went through very little sleep and lots of lugging of moving boxes that weren't mine.
I went through very little sleep, although actually I did get
You
pretty good
actually
sleep.
got more sleep than you probably normally do.
I mean, I got 8 hours of sleep almost every night except for
Which
like
is
2.
more than what you normally do.
Because normally it's more like hours of sleep.
Yeah.
You hauled boxes. I advocated for
is the key term there.
You hauled boxes. I advocated for the murder of peasants.
That's lovely. And so that hits our mood for tonight. I am Lindy, Laugh Love Lindy, and I'll be playing Imogen Gray, who's just the house tutor and maybe the heir of both sides of the Gray family. Well, heir is a strong word. A descendant is a better term, probably, to use here. And I'm gonna descend on down this overlay down to Yutsai. Yutsai, how are you tonight?
I'm dead still.
Woo!
Excited to come back and see the drama kick up again. Excited to see who might enter the story. But yes. Hi, I'm Yutsai.
Wait, you don't know?
We've done this.
Awkward. You don't know who'll be entering the story? Awkward.
Ooh,
considering it's your character.
I had homework.
Oh
no! Sorry, what else was I supposed to say?
Just hi, you're Yutsai. That's cool.
Hi, Yutsai. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Someone who I've met a long time ago, like 8 years ago, would be Nugatosaurus. Darling, sweet Nugatosaurus. My love, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. A little sweaty.
Good.
But good. It's hot.
We're in Florida. It's very hot every single day. Yeah. We do. I'm Nugatosaurus. I suffer every single day. I'm playing Sienna, the Gray Ren. Actually, it's not Gray Renwell anymore. I'm also playing Saoirse, and I'm playing a ant that we have not been introduced to yet. So it'll be interesting. That's for sure.
Interesting for sure is words I would use to describe Dimples and Dice. How are you?
I am great. Wonderful. Fantastic. I am ready to meet my maker. I think that's apropos for tonight's episode. I'll be playing Jamal /Shaka /Sebastian /Lawrence as need be this episode, and I will be writing the letters that you all love to cry about.
Yay! Someone who loves those letters to cry about, I know in particular, would be Snow Lark Laura. How are you tonight?
I have prepared 2 glasses of water, one for me to regularly hydrate, the other one is for Prince's letters, so I'm ready. I actually
one to drink, one to collect.
Yeah,
collect the tears, drink
the... I can't dehydrate for this game, so, you know. Mind you, there's much hydration to be found in this game as well, so that helps.
We are thirsty.
I'm doing real good tonight. By real good, I mean my body is not well, but my spirit is. I'm prepared for this game. However, the weather is not. So if I disappear, it's because there was a tornado warning where I'm at, and unfortunately, I'm not American, so we're not particularly or from the prairies, so we're not used to that sort of stuff. But it actually does do damage. So just like a heads up, should be fine though.
Should be fine now is words I would use to describe Trooper. You should be fine, right? Gymming this lot or
Maybe.
Facilitating this lot? Maybe?
Oh, I mean, let's not get too outrageous.
That's
Hello,
fair,
everybody. I am Trooper SJP, and I will be the facilitator for these chuckleheads, shenanigans, etc. So before we begin, I thought we should do a little bit of a recap because both Lindy and I were in other places, and so we were gone.
Out of mind.
We're out of state. Out of body.
Sanity.
Out of time. So our story, and I'm going to just begin, and you all might throw some things in because I probably won't get everything, but you all will add the things that you think are most important. So, our story takes place in 1811, um, which is the very beginning of the Regency in the UK, in Blossomfall Park, which is an estate, a gorgeous estate that is outside of Reading, spelled reading, but pronounced Reading, because the British just do weird things with pronunciation. Why? Who knows? Nobody knows why, really. It's unclear. And they are there, and it's this lovely place, this wonderful estate that has been historically and quite old, run by the Grey family, which is an earl, which is equivalent of a count. So it's a county, and this has been around for centuries. The illustrious, old, powerful, and intense Grey family. But so like 1745, during the Jacobite uprisings, it just so happened that nobody knows this. I mean, it's a bit of a rumor, but it's not out there, of course. The crown doesn't know this. That the servants, the head butler specifically, they had a bit of a coup, and they murdered the Grey family, the ones that did not escape, and took their place, saying that, oh, we actually are the Grey family. And for the last, oh gosh, 60 some years, the servants have been running the estate as the nobles. And of course, this will have no negative impact whatsoever. Well, we have at this moment in 1811, well, I would say we have Earl Grey, but he's dead. But let's pretend like he's not dead yet, though he is definitely dead. The Lord Earl Grey, he's the Earl, and his first name was Earl. Earl Grey, so Earl Grey, Lord of Blossomfall. Let me tell you a story about him. He was a young man who inherited this estate from his father, who got it through other means. And this sort of great responsibility fell upon his shoulders, Earl Grey. And he married a noble woman. They were, well, I suppose I should follow the story as everybody seems to know it. But he married her. She gave birth only once to twins, a twin boy and a girl. And suspiciously, his wife and his two children started becoming quite ill after the birth. One could think, oh, it's just how it is after childbirth, but they seemed to start wasting away quite suspiciously. And the mother and son died. The heir died, leaving only the daughter, Sienna Grey. And she made a quite miraculous recovery, and all was well, except, of course, that there was quite a bit of rumor that perhaps I'm just seeing a note that just got hit to me. I got a DM, so I'm giving this recap while also reading a DM at the same time. So you should all be very, very impressed by me. So, so rumor had it that he most likely murdered his wife and his heir by poisoning them. This is what the words say, that he is a kind of a terrible human being who just murdered his wife and son because, you know, he's terrible, I guess. That said, from that time period on, he was a doting father to Sienna, quite loving, but that must have been a lie, because we found out later that he's a terrible human being and probably a serial killer, and just like a terrible, terrible person. That's what everybody knows. And let's see. As life goes on, Sienna goes off to, well, I should note that our good Lord Earl Grey kind of lost the plot a bit in his sorrow and grief, basically left the estate, went traveling around the world without his daughter, who was raised by, I suppose, help and whatnot. And most likely, this is probably the time when she became inappropriately friends with the help, i.e., they were friends. That's inappropriate. But because they're servants. you know. And in his time away, he ended up being seduced by a fabulous Irish woman who turns out to have been uh, one of the actual Greys. And that was a plot. Oh, I suppose I should not frame it that way. He
No, that's
seduced an
fine.
Irish.
It was a
No,
plot.
we have to follow the thread. He took advantage of this Irish lass because he's the cruel Earl Grey, and unbeknownst to him, this resulted in a daughter, Imogen, who came to the estate as innocent and sweet as she is to sort of let her father know who she is so that perhaps she could have someone who loved her and treated her like a parent. But he cruelly rejected her because he is evil. And he was like, nope, don't care about you. Goodbye. Breaking her heart.
I'm a
cruelly. Yeah, cruelly as he is. So cruel. We have also learned that in his travels, he also had an affair with a woman from South Africa who gave birth to Jamal. And Jamal came here to confront his father, but never had the chance before his father died. His adopted father is like, don't like you should murder that guy. And then Jamal was trying to set up the murder, and maybe he secretly did it. We don't know, since we don't officially know who murdered the Earl Grey. By the way, the Earl Grey was murdered, just in case you didn't get that, because that was certainly coming. So we have Imogen, the illegitimate daughter who was rejected by the Earl and was upset about it. We have Lady Sienna, the daughter, who was
rejection
married
still
to...
counts as acknowledgement. I'll just say that.
that's true. That's true. Sienna ended up marrying a noble, and they went off to India, and he was not great. He died then. I'm sure not under mysterious or suspicious circumstances. She comes back with her son, Sebastian, who's 17 at this point in time, and she now runs the estate. And, well, she has the estate back, the Renwell estate, but she got married to Lord Trafford, a neighbor, because she needs some kind of stability, because her dad disowned her and everybody else. Gave a big old will reading about how everybody sucks. He will give nothing to anybody, and he's going to raise taxes on the poor and laugh about it. And he's going to, just be the worst, because he's like, you don't deserve anything, and I deserve all the riches and pleasure in my old life, and I'm going to just do all the work. And then suspiciously he was murdered. Oops. By whom? It's unclear.
And everyone was so sad about it.
Yes, however, he also had with him a young woman named Solange, who is a French noble of Prussian heritage, who was his sort of new fiancée, who was there. And she's like, yeah, it's weird to think that like your dad ended up being like this most evil person ever, because it wasn't like really how I seem to know him. But of course, how would she know? Because he's a crazy serial killer that also runs down children on a horse. Because I mean, they found he's just the worst. I mean, he's just like the worst ever. Now she's like, that's not the kind of guy I knew, but weird. All right. But she is still here, and she still needs to figure out someone to marry with status, because her family, there was Napoleon. So hard times over there. Jamal is her best friend. They knew each other quite well, and he was there to he's been here for a while with his servant. And I believe that's our main crew, I believe. Earl Grey's dead. Because he's a serial killer who just kills children for fun and also disowns his family for fun and is just cruel and evil and probably the worst person in the world. He did write some letters to his family, but he never really got to deliver them. And who knows where they are right now. I'm sure they would continue to be very cruel, these letters that are right here.
He may or may have not left money to one of the servants.
Whom he was having an affair with. He was having an affair with Shaka, the servant who is connected to Jamal. Why? Because he's a cruel, evil person who abuses his power over others, as we all know. Now, it might have been secretly that Jamal forced Shaka to have an affair with the Earl in order to blackmail him and or kill him. But that doesn't make the Earl seem like the worst person ever. So we're gonna not mention that part. Well, we won't mention that part. Also, the fact that maybe Imogen came as a plot from her mother to take back the estate also doesn't make the Earl seem like the worst person ever. So we're gonna ignore that part as well. Yeah, they also are playing downstairs characters. And our downstairs characters, we have Shaka, who was dating Fanny Green, who's the daughter of our butler, but he had to break up with her in order to start this affair with the Earl Grey, which gives motives to really everybody. And that was heartbreaking, but he has, since sort of spoken that he does love her, and we'll see what will happen. We also have Saoirse, who is the lady's maid to to
Solange.
thank you, to Solange, who is was in love with our stable hand, but she had to break up with him because she had to marry. She's also the half sister of Imogen. She had to marry somebody rich and powerful, and so that was heartbreaking. But they reconciled, which means he definitely is going to die at any moment, because that'll be the most dramatic. And then we have Imogen's the same up the stairs. We have, I believe, everybody that I've mentioned except for one, Olivia. Olivia Ardens, who is a younger maid, and she was given this secret mission to feed and keep secret a prisoner who was in the dungeon of this estate. And this was a person who was misunderstood, I imagine. And he was able to get out of the prison because sometimes Olivia is not super fast in closing the door. And he, it turns out, is also one of the original Greys, the uncle of our fellows here. And he, was locked up in the prison for 10 years. Coincidentally, the murder of peasants has not happened in 10 years. But again, remember, Earl Grey is the evil one here. Don't think about the guy who just escaped from prison who wants to murder a bunch of people. That's just a coincidence. Hmm. Yes. And he's been out, and Olivia is a bit in love or something with our very passionate, moody Heathcliff Grey, who wants to take his estate back. And through blood, I guess, there was an investigation, and young Lord Sebastian has decided that he's going to basically take the fall for the murder by basically framing it as a duel that was, authorized in order to be able to get the estate himself by framing Earl Grey as the worst human being ever. And if the Earl Grey is the worst human being ever, killing him in a duel is only the proper thing to do. He has not yet told his mother or anyone else that this is his plan, so that's a surprise. Solange has learned that Imogen is most likely from the original Grey family because she has evidence of that being the case. So Solange has evidence, Solange, who has a crush on Imogen, has evidence that Imogen might be from the original Grey family, which is distressing. There are missing letters. There are rumors that Shaka's going to get everything. What am I missing?
Like, you got a lot of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we mention
Heathcliff
the elopement?
overheard. Yeah, we did. Heathcliff overheard Saoirse and Lawrence talking, and Saoirse telling
Yes.
Lawrence everything. So
Yes.
hence the possible murder of my fiance.
Yes. Yes, and what he heard specifically was that his niece is having cold feet about loyalty to the family, which, and that the thing that's causing her to waver from loyalty for her family is this guy. Anyhow, yeah, I feel like, oh, sorry, most important, we have now Solange's aunt and Jamal's mother have arrived to the estate. And that, I believe, puts us, and we do not yet know who Yutza will be playing for his new upstairs character. I mean, I know. but other people do not. Also, the town is in great turmoil and upheaval because the peasantry are real mad by the raised taxes and the fact that the Lord just ran over one of their kids in a horse and didn't care about it.
Thankfully, we're under house arrest.
Yes. But I believe that's where our setup, since I feel like we should remind everyone where we were at. And we are ending our second cycle. One of the last things you do to end that is the epistolary. I started the epistolary with a letter to Olivia from Heathcliff, declaring his deep, deep love in a dark and gothic way. But I believe it is time for other people to send or receive letters. You may send a letter from either one of your characters or one of your connections, or, and you each get two, or you may pay a resolve token in order to receive a letter. I have started off with mine. Who is next?
I have a letter ready to go.
Oh,
Then
no one else is gonna.
please.
Please.
I will start with my less scandalous one first. We're gonna
Oh.
open up with something kind of wholesome. Sorry, warming it up.
Sure.
It's actually going to be a letter from Lord Morris Trafford to Imogen.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Mhm. For those of you who do not know, Lord Morris Trafford is a young man who's the youngest Trafford son. The Traffords are the nobles next door, who was also Imogen's charge, because she's a tutor and she tutored Sebastian, who has a massive crush on her, or who did until he found out that she was his aunt. Don't worry about it. And
Awkward.
awkward. Go on.
Ahem. Dear Imogen, from what I've heard of the news lately, it seems that the situation is not ideal for a lady of fair temperament at the Grey estate. Though my brother may be of foul nature, I am confident that should you take refuge with us, you shall be safe here at the Trafford estate. Of course, the invitation also extends to Lady Tiali, whom I will write to in the future. But given the circumstances, I do urge you to take my invitation. After all, you are not affiliated with the household. Something strange happened recently. I caught a glimpse of Lady Sienna. She seems to be doing something strange. Please, I hope that you are safe. And I look forward to our next lesson. I have been practicing the pianoforte. Sincerely, Morris Trafford.
How sweet. And the song Hot for Teacher just plays in my mind.
Hey, everybody's hot for teacher. I will note that I'm just desperately looking up for some mysterious music because clearly I need that for our show. Obviously, just gonna find it. I believe everybody's already used their monologue tokens, which makes me sad, but that's fine. I'm just gonna imagine what it is that Imogen is thinking. Who is next? To give or receive?
Sienna will go next.
Upstairs, downstairs, or connection. Lady Sienna. Lady Sienna, she who is an expert markswoman and is known to be violent. Go on.
Yep. Totally unrelated. Thanks. I write a letter and send like a little package to my solicitor, paying off my late lord's husband's debts.
Can I ask a few questions
Sure.
before you give us this letter? I assume you got that money from your new husband.
Yes, my husband is aware of the situation.
It's a lot of money that your debt was, though.
Yes.
And he's totally fine with giving up that much money?
We discussed it, as far as I'm aware. He's okay with it.
A lot, though.
It is.
How's that going to deal with his finances?
He's a lord. I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, I'm sure. Go on, just give the letter, and I'm just going to make some notes. Go ahead.
Yeah. I can't remember what name I gave the solicitor, but that's who I'll address her to. Thank you for your patience in this matter. Please find enclosed the sum and interest of my late lord husband's debts. You will find everything in order. If you have any questions, please feel free to write. Lady Sienna Trafford.
Ooh, gonna get rid of that gray and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So a large sum, I'm going to just say this out loud. A large sum of money.
I do send it with a trusted guard and servant.
Sure. Resolve tokens can overcome anything.
That's true.
I was just about to add.
Oh, please do.
Because I'm sitting on quite a trove of resolve tokens right now. And as it happens, Jamal is quite broke and is not stupid. Maybe drunk, but not stupid.
And only maybe drunk. I mean,
yes, maybe drunk. He knows how to play a role. Mayhaps I intercept this sum, and instead of the sum arriving to its designated place, I get my hands on it and I take it and I send a letter along with it. Basically saying Lord Grey lives and all funds must be go through the Grey estate before they arrive elsewhere.
This needs to be negotiation with our dear Nugget.
Why? What? Because they're Trafford funds. So why would it have to go through the Grey estate?
Because the Grey estate run shit around here.
It's true.
Mm.
And Jamal is the one who's doing this. And yes, Jamal is indeed a liar. And Jamal has also heard the rumors that Shaka may be getting the money from the Grey estate. And he don't fully trust Shaka because, well, he's been an absolute dick to Shaka.
Yeah.
You can always say no.
You could say no.
Yeah. Also,
I'm okay with that too. I have other.
Or yes, but, or no, but, you know,
yes,
this
is a negotiation.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out we cannot let the rumors go out that Jamal's really terrible because there's only one terrible person in this game, and that is Earl Grey, who is the worst person ever.
I feel
just
like there's
the worst.
Two.
I mean,
I feel like there's Earl Grey and then our mother.
I heard that Earl Grey kicked puppies. I heard that Earl Grey.
You don't want to know what our mother does for her hobbies.
It's just
Jamal is just desperate for love.
A match made in
That's
heaven.
all. Jamal's not that bad.
I think I'm gonna say no for now.
It's okay.
Might reassess later, but no for now.
That's okay.
I don't have any personal GM's resolve tokens left, so I cannot throw some around, and I do not think any of my Heathcliff wouldn't take it. Chadwick wouldn't try to take it. Lady Helena wouldn't try to take it. So none of the people that I have control over would try to steal this money. So I'm not going to throw out any of my resolve tokens. So a large amount of money is sent to her solicitor with a guard and someone trusted in order to deliver a buttload of pound sterling, to pay off a very significant debt of her husband. Who might be next?
This is not a dramatically appropriate moment, so I'm holding mine.
I understand. I've already done mine, my first one at least.
Torn.
Oh, did I mention that Lord Earl Grey also fired the butler and the housekeeper who've been loyal to that family for decades just because he's the worst and most evil person ever that ever lived, just full of cruelty and meanness? And he's certainly responsible for all murders that have happened in this estate. All of them. Including his own. He must have murdered himself. Go on. Because he's the worst. And again, you don't want me to write letters, because when I
No.
do, you have just a few
in that
moments
case,
before mine goes.
Let's do this.
Please.
I'd like to request a letter.
Ooh.
Oh.
I shall request a letter.
From whom?
I would like to get a letter to Jamal from Imogen.
I'm afraid you'll have to give Imogen that resolve token for that.
I will absolutely give Imogen that resolve token.
That was one of the things I was debating between.
Solve that problem.
All right. All right then. Let me see here. Let me just put that resolve token on my sheet there. Oh, boop. Oh, that is not. What did I click?
Oop, mine off.
That mess up anything? No. Whew, we're good. Weird, something happened to the.
No, it was just me.
Let's see. Imogen would be sitting down at her desk, having had a wonderful talk with one of her half-sisters recently about maybe you should try other things than the Grey family shithole. Put it politely. And so she's sitting there with her quill, and she's torn, and then she makes a decision. She's gonna write, Dear, I'm Irish. Dear Jamal, I hope this letter finds you well and in good spirits. It is with a heart filled with apprehension and hope that I pick up my pen to convey sentiments that have dwelled unspoken within. From the first moment our paths crossed, I have been captivated by your presence. Your boisterous manner and keen intellect distinguish you in a manner that I have seen few compared to. Many seem to find themselves at ease in your company, and your conversation flows delightful as a stroll through a summer garden. If it would not be too forward of me, I would be most honored to meet you in the garden tomorrow afternoon, where we may converse more openly, with utmost respect and admiration, Imogen. Yeah.
Excellent.
Should get like my romantic music in there. That was the track titled "There Is Romance." Lindy and Yutsai, you two are still yet to have to write or receive a letter for our first round. And please note, this can also be a general message to the downstairs staff. It can be a note that was left on a breakfast tray. There are many ways, since you all live in the same large estate, to get messages back and forth to each other.
I have a quick question
Absolutely.
regarding my late characters.
Yeah.
letters.
Yes, the ones I have right here. Yeah. Mhm.
Would I need to spend like a resolve token for those to be available?
Well, we have a bit of a problem, don't we? There was somebody mysterious in your that went to your solicitor's office after the solicitor had filed away the letters somewhere. So we'd have to have a discussion about getting these letters here,
Hmm.
considering that your solicitor might have been murdered by Earl Grey, obviously, obviously, because he's uh, from beyond the grave, the worst person ever, murdering everyone at all times, cruelly and being awful. But the Earl Grey, the murderer, would not have known where the solicitor had put the letters, so the letters, could very well be safe. But I would say a resolve token to explain how the letters get back here would be lovely.
Hmm. I feel like perhaps a resolve token.
Mhm.
Let me clarify first. Do you know who this mysterious stranger was, or is that just kind of in ambiguity?
I mean, I know who I think it is, but I mean, a resolve token can change all those things.
I see. A resolve token for the solicitor to have received direct word from someone who works at the estate, someone from the downstairs, that
Mm.
Earl Grey has passed and has come
Mm.
to fulfill his duties as the solicitor of the estate.
Ah, so what I'm hearing is that the solicitor had heard from someone at the downstairs of the estate that the Earl
At
had
least someone who
died.
claimed to be the downstairs.
Sure. And that the solicitor would have needed to fulfill his duties. And so what the solicitor was doing was setting up a package to send these letters to the estate when the mysterious stranger came to visit him. And maybe the solicitor is murdered by the late Earl Grey. After the fact, his ghost just murdered people because he's the worst. And then, of course, the next day, the post came to take the letters away, uh, which meant that the letters were able to escape the solicitor's office without the mysterious dead Earl Grey finding out. Would that sound right to you?
Yeah, there's a nice little like packaged box. It's wrapped nice and neat with twine. A little smudge of dirt or what looks like dirt. It could be blood, but
I accept this resolve token. I don't actually get to keep it because I'm just a facilitator, but I accept it.
all
And
right.
so a package is making its way across the countryside. Very Romeo and Juliet style, Zeffirelli version, where the guy with the little note telling Juliet, "Don't worry, it's cool," is being slow and ridiculous. And right, and it's a slow process going down the river and across, and people are doing the thing, and then the messenger is drinking a drink at the inn at the tavern in the town, and it's taken far too long for these letters to get here. Far too long.
Hmm.
But they will arrive indeed, unless anybody wants to interrupt it. But I feel like we're probably good. Nobody wants to find, and I won't. And I believe there would be well, upstairs characters don't need to care about this because they don't open doors themselves. But a package would
No.
arrive at the estate with 3 letters and 3 sort of packets, as it were. Uh, Dear formerly alive Earl Grey, to whom would you like the first letter delivered?
Oh, I guess that's dramatically appropriate. Let's do Solange.
Excellent. Solange, as you are making your way about the estate, so many things to do. Um, one of the servants, perhaps even Olivia, who knows who it was, delivers a letter to you, but a letter that is a bit sort of thick, clearly more than just a letter, is delivered to your hand as you walk about the estate, with no return address, but seal.
Because I'm probably rather jittery, I will retreat to my room, lock it, close the curtains dramatically, and then read it.
We have Yutsai here, so Yutsai can actually read the letter himself. I mean, I could do it, but I would just, what I would really want is just to open my mouth and then Yutsai's voice comes out, because that would be very cool.
I wrote this on a plane like a month ago, so bear.
Here for it.
All right. Gotta find the old man in me.
And I need to find the most dramatic music ever.
Shall I wait or just go ahead?
No. You go. I'm going to. It is not just a letter. There's also paperwork in this letter, because some people used their positive traits for this as well.
Ooh.
This, I believe, is focused, was the trait that brought this to the fore.
Which one was it? It was...
Yes, focused.
Focused, yes. To my fiancé... Oh.
Please, go ahead. I was just thinking, dramatic.
Yeah.
Go on.
To my fiancée, Solange. I must apologize for the words I spoke that day. They were purposefully cruel, and it took my everything to not falter during the act. For one who has come so far, and has shown me and my family nothing but kindness, it felt as if I were crushing a flower underfoot. My reasons were entirely selfish, and my time limited. I confided in no one, deciding death's lonely march could begin early. I was determined to see my terrible plan through to its end. And yet I have regrets. I must confess, if there was ever a temptation to stay my desperate plans, it would be you. You who were brought to this miserable house, who had not felt the weight of its name. I was afraid, you see. Afraid that you should come to know me, and would be enough to make me falter in the final steps of my plan. I thought I was not a cruel man, but only a cruel man could take a sledgehammer to their home in the name of reconstruction and atonement. To you, my fiancé, I have wronged. I can only hope with my death you will gain some freedoms that I could not grant you in life. Please know that while I am a biased man, I believe that should you need support, my daughter has every bit the good spirit her mother has. Forget this old ghost, and bloom from this rocky garden, as I know you will. Live long and well. Earl Frederick Gray.
What is the paperwork that accompanies this letter?
Expending my positive trait of focused, there's papers here. They have been pre-signed. Really, there's only one signature left remaining. There's a small note that says, should you need it, and it is effectively a marriage certificate.
Backdated. And witnessed. Already. Between the Earl and Solange. Which, should she sign it, would mean that they have been married before he died, which would make her the widow of the Earl. Which would have financial implications as well. Quite a few implications, really.
Mm.
Okay. I will not monologue because you got a pay-per-view, but okay.
Got a pay-per-view?
Whew.
That's one of 3 letters from the Earl. We're not going to get the next one yet because Lindy, it is yours.
It is mine. I felt like I already wrote a letter because I did. I mean, I could spend a resolve token to get my letter right now.
Good.
I could. You know, and I think I will. I did get a resolve token for just writing a letter to Jamal, so let's just spend it like I have a hole in my pocket. I want my letter. Earl Grey, give me my letter.
Oh! Oh my, okay. So, excuse me. Dear audience, is this happened? Yes, I think it has. Indeed. Laugh Love Lindy lobbed a resolve token over to Yutsai to receive her letter from Earl Frederick Grey to Imogen. Yes, the move has been made.
As Pope says in chat, Lindy's spending a resource. This is very true. I'm a resource.
A package is delivered. Wait, I can't play this yet until his voice starts. A package is delivered to Imogen. Most likely just tossed to her by one of the downstairs staff in that way because we're all like downstairs together and it's a little bit more casual. Like, oh, Imogen, you got something here. What's that?
Really? Do
and
I?
Like yeah. And it's like a letter with some kind of thick something inside. Like something hard inside.
Carefully.
And like the servants there eating an onion, just looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
While you're like, what's that? Because you know how people can be.
Oh, I know
It's
people
like,
can
it's like
be.
a page. Yeah.
I just like carefully open it until I see who it's from, because if it's from Heathcliff or my mother, I need to go in private. Who I assume this is from.
No. And there's a ring in there.
And I scuttle off to my room, and then I go open it up the rest of the way.
Is it a boyfriend, Imogen? Is it a boyfriend?
Oh, he couldn't say.
Oh. And the heart of a page is broken as he feels as if perhaps it's a letter from a boyfriend and he will never have a chance with the exotically Irish Imogen.
Oh, so exotic. That's...
What does the letter say?
To my daughter, Imogen. I'm sorry. Apologies pale in comparison to the proper care a father should give. But if you are reading this, then I have left this world, and my plots have hopefully been enacted for the betterment of our family. What you must understand is that when you approached me that day, with tender hopes to establish a connection, you were speaking to a dead man, a poisonous man, a man who had already resolved himself to throw his body on generations of consequences of that which my ancestors enacted. I watched my father wear these consequences as a prisoner would wear shackles. And when he passed, I was made to bear the weight of those chains. I could not let my daughter or her family bear such a burden. And to learn I had another who may bear the curse of his family, it strengthened my resolve. You're an intelligent woman, Imogen. I'm sure you can see my actions and my intentions behind them. To declare you my kin, even in private, carried too much danger for what I was intending to do. Even in our house, the walls have ears. But knowing my intentions does not dull the pain, the cruelty of the words I spoke. My only hope is that your heart merely cracked while mine shattered. And if I have indeed broken you, please let my soul bear the weight of that anger, the heat of that hatred. Let me and me alone be despised. I leave you with a request that only a dead man can make. Please let my daughter know she is not alone in this world, that she has one more she can rely on. Be good to each other, as I wish I could have been with my last days. I have not known you for long, and even less as a daughter. But let me be the first to say, welcome home, Imogen. Your
What can
foolish
I
old man.
do about that? Oh.
Earl Frederick Grey.
But of course, the letter is not just a letter. There are other things there as well. Would you like to describe them?
Pages.
The gifts you've given?
You see a wadded paper slit into the ring. Unfolding it, it would read, one should wear the symbol of this house proudly. It is a signet ring for the House of Grey. And then there is a old fountain pen. Nothing expensive. There's no gold or adornments or anything. It's just kind of a weathered fountain pen, and it looks like someone took a knife and like carved a small whale onto it. Unwrapping the paper covering that, you see it says, "My companion during my early days of travel. Hopefully it will be yours too."
Oh, and it is the signet ring that you would use to seal letters, of course. It's the gray signet ring.
It is. They didn't change the signet. Okay, cool, great, thanks. She's just gonna have a long sit down after.
If I recall correctly, you were going to get out of the whole gray political business.
Yeah, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Right then.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you ask for a letter, does that count as like the first round slot?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It counts
mean
as
we're-
a slot. Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're in the second slot.
Cool. Because can I send my letter to Imogen just to add to it now?
Yes. Yes, you can. I am
Excellent.
100% ready. Let me
Yeah.
have my There Is Romance music. Go ahead. Well, how does it arrive?
It arrives in a plain envelope, though it is clear it is Solange's because there is perfume.
Ooh.
Specifically hers from her favorite perfumier.
What does your
in
perfume
London.
smell like? I'm getting hints of orange blossom. I don't know why, but those are the Solange vibes I get.
Orange blossom, and I believe right now Lily of the Valley is very popular because there's a
Mhm.
specific perfumier in London who has figured out how to have this fragrance quite recently, in fact.
I know.
Sorry, fashion history.
Love it.
Love
I'm here
it.
for it.
Me too.
So, and she's very fashionable, you know. So she's like, she needs it now. As I'm sure letter after letter arrives for you.
I know. I'm just like.
Dearest Imogen, since our last meeting, I have found myself increasingly drawn to the rich tapestry of Irish literature. In particular, the works of Jonathan Swift have provided immense delights, guiding me to the discovery of a poetess, Laetitia Pilkington. There we go. Recently, a particular poem of hers has been in my thoughts. It is titled A Song. Lying is an occupation. Lying is an occupation used by all those who mean to rise, politicians or their station, to but well-concerted lies. These two lovers give assistance to ensnare the fair one's heart, and the virgin's best resistance yields to this commanding art. Study this superior science. Would you rise in church or state? Bide to truth of bold defiance. 'Tis the practice of the great. I find this to be the most intriguing contemplation on the nature of morality. Do you not agree that it presents a rather gray perspective? Gray is capitalized. This evening I shall partake of a nightcap under the moonlight within the lily room. Your presence would be certainly most welcome. Yours, S. Romantic.
I've got a Trafford letter. I've got the gray letter, and now I've got a letter. It's like, oh my goodness gracious! And then I sent one to Jim. Okay, it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I have a half letter.
A half letter.
Yeah, it doesn't really count as one of my letters. I'm just going to send it to you real
sure.
quick. A letter arrives to Imogen.
Oh God, no. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
It is a piece of like fish wrapping paper, and it smells of onion.
Romantic.
And it says, "Dear Imogen, hi, it's me, John, the page. We just saw each other like 5 minutes ago. I love you, and you're beautiful. You got like, you're as fragrant as an onion, and your eyes are as round as an eyeball, and you know, we should get wed. Yours, John." And it's not spelled well. That's one for you. I just had to give you. It doesn't want to count.
Neither are my notes copying this letter down. Yes, go on.
Yes, John. And there's onion juice all over it. He wrote it recently.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this isn't any of our dearly named pages that are on the
No.
chart. This is. Oh, I bet she's on like Lyle level of the hierarchy.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Got it.
Side note. If anyone else would like to write a love letter to Imogen right now, it's free, and you can go right now. Free love letters to Imogen right now, if anybody wants them. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna write a letter.
Oh God,
to Imogen.
I'm into it. Wait, let me get. I'm ready for the romantic music. Whenever you're ready, describe how it arrives.
It's not a romantic one. Well,
man, never mind.
Free love letters. Free love letters.
It's like free love letters.
Yeah. So last Sienna spoke with Imogen, she was like, "Yo, give me some space." Sienna is essentially just gonna send just a very short letter to Imogen, stating just it goes, Rain, Imogen, if you would be so kind as to join me for afternoon tea tomorrow, I would appreciate it. Thank you. S.
Perhaps a different S.
Perhaps a different one. Who knows? Yeah, there's no perfume on the on the paper.
So I am able to tell that it's probably not Solange. Thankfully they've all scheduled different time slots. I've got Jamal in the morning, Solange this evening, Sienna tomorrow afternoon, and John probably never. I spend the next like 30 minutes filling in my calendar. Apparently, that's all.
Who's next? Because I still haven't taken my official letter. Yeah.
Okay, I can go next.
Please.
All right. Let's escalate things.
Oh, I'm so excited. Sorry. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
My dearest mother, I hope this letter finds you in good health and spirits. There is something of great importance that I must share with you, and I ask that you read these words with an open heart. It is time for us to bring to light a secret that has long been shrouded in shadows. Shaka must know the truth, that he is your son and my brother. This truth has been buried for too long, and the weight of it has caused unnecessary pain and division within our family. The secrecy surrounding Shaka's true identity needs to end before it leads to more suffering or loss. I, myself, am ashamed to admit that I have been cruel to Shaka, driven by a harsh influence of my stepfather and my own misguided anger. But I have come to realize that it is time to be a better man, to rise above the past and the prejudices that have kept us apart. We cannot continue living under this burden of silence and deceit. Mother, you're the only one who can make this right. Shaka deserves to know the truth about his heritage and to be acknowledged as a member of our family. This revelation will not be easy, and it will undoubtedly come with its own set of challenges, but it is a necessary step towards healing and unity. Please, Mother, for the sake of our family's future, and to honor the bond that should unite us as siblings, tell Shaka the truth. Let us face the consequences together as a family and work towards a better, more honest future. I am ready to stand by you, and if he accepts, by Shaka as well, to support him as a big brother should. The time has come for us to embrace the truth and start building a future free from the shadows of the past. With love and sincerity, Jamal.
Ooh. I'm going to take one of my little half letters. There's a note written on the chalkboard for the downstairs servants announcing that there's going to be a whist tournament and lunch for Noemi de Montfort and also for Nandi. So basically, the grand ladies have decided there's going to be a whist tournament where, you'll have two partners, two pairs of partners in a whist tournament for a lunch. So all the downstairs characters are going to need to be making lots and lots of cucumber sandwiches and prepare for a forthcoming whist tournament, which will involve lots of playing of cards, perhaps some croquet, and lovely sort of leisurely pastimes will be forthcoming. So you all have lots of work to do, all you downstairs characters, to prepare for a lovely tournament of cards. No dice, because that's not for the genteel.
Are we still getting free love letters to Imogen?
Yes, absolutely. This whole epiphany phase, free love letters to Imogen from whomever. Whomever would like to send them for free gets them for free. Lindy?
You know what?
Please.
You know what?
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's keep escalating.
Wait.
All right.
Man.
Okay, let's just do it this way. Since I already have the tag disrespectful, let's do this without a lot of respect.
Oh boy. Oh man.
Jamal just sends a response back to Imogen that says, "There are secret places in the garden that we could meet where no one will see us. We should meet there. Perhaps it will be more intimate. Jay."
Another note on the desk is just, she gets out a fan. She's just gonna
That's
start fanning herself.
But it's like the same time as that she would have to meet with Solange, because we need to have people in the Rose Labyrinth having to meet in different moments in the most exciting way ever.
Chat, just so we remember this, they are related.
Yeah,
they
don't know
siblings. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
We're Luke and Leiaing this shit up.
I'd like to send a love letter to Imogen.
Oh no!
Love letter! By the way, right now I've got Jamal, Solange, Morris, and John the Page. Am I missing anyone else who sent a love letter to Imogen?
No, not yet.
Dearest
Great.
Imogen.
Maybe I should have Lawrence do it.
You were always my favorite, but I found someone else. So I'm sad to say that our affections must remain one-sided. I hope you can forgive this foolish young woman who's moving on. But you'll always be my favorite. You should need anything, you just say the word, and I'll be there.
Is it signed?
Oh, it's just Olivia Arden's his full name.
Okay. She's just putting... Poor girl was confused. I'm glad she found someone else. I didn't need that. I just put it on the stack. Because I don't know if Morris's letter was like a very subtle beginning of a romance thing, but this is a lot of letters in a 15-minute time span. I don't know. This is...
Lindy and Yutsai have yet to do their letters, and I also have one.
Oh boy.
I got one Earl Grey letter left.
You do? You should do that.
You do.
Now I have to
All right,
think
really?
about things that I've gotten dogpiled
Yeah,
with love
who
letters.
will you respond to? Who will you respond to? All right. Last Earl Grey letter then.
This one is, there's a page, John, although I don't know whether or not Sienna knows his name, but he smells like onion all the time, because he just eats them. And
like apples.
He's yeah, like apples. He eats an onion like an apple. And he hops up because he looks like he's in love and everything's going well for him. As he hops up, he's like, "Mum," and he hands this letter with a little bit of onion juice on it to Lady Sienna.
Thank you, dearest.
You're welcome. It's a great day. Love's in the air. Oh, by the way, I might be getting married.
Oh, congratulations. I'm very
Welcome.
happy for you.
Me too. It's the best woman in the entire world. Very exotic.
Oh,
Foreigner.
wow. Oh, those are nice ones.
I mean, do you think we could use the estate here for the marriage?
Oh, I wouldn't know. Unfortunately, I'm not in charge of the estate, so we'd have to figure out who that is before any weddings could take place here.
Oh, well, all right. Well, I'll just tell Imogen we got to wait on the marriage. And he just hops off.
You can bring it up tomorrow, T.
Yep, it's tea for tea. Okay, I will wait till he's gone and then close the doors because I'm assuming I'm in my like drawing room
Indeed.
and read this letter.
It is a fairly thick letter. It's like a letter that is wrapping something. When you open it, there is a letter and a stack of very like a fairly large, thick stack of notes, banknotes, guineas, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
So
okay.
quite a lot of money. But what does the letter say?
To my daughter, Sienna. Please forgive your foolish old man. A dying man has a few options to care for his cherished family after his passing. I did what I thought was best. But in doing so, I have acted terribly to you and your son. For that, I apologize. I must also apologize for making this decision one-sidedly. For this to work, my reputation must be completely sullied. I needed to become every bit the monster that the townsfolk believed me to be. Greedy, heartless, cruel. I must become our legacy manifested, in its worst forms, bringing all rumors to life. Know that my love for you has never wavered, and all I did was a desperate man's last act to take this damnable legacy of our name when I die. With you, there will be a fresh start, a chance for our shame to be buried with me. As for your son, I have one request. Please do not reveal the truth to the boy. He is young and full of vigor, and I have grown to cherish him as if he were my own son. Yet I sense in him the most dangerous elements a man can possess: honor, duty, and love of family. These can drive one to drastic actions, and it is my concern he may become tainted by the world of nobles where duplicity and self-interest are paramount. Let him see me as evil. Let his rage forge his heart into one that will not bend to injustice, to oppression. It is enough that you know the truth. I know you may think me foolish for these machinations, but I have felt the weight of our family's name. And with you, I believe our family may have a fresh start. Be the hero who reverses their mad father's oppression. Repeal the tax changes, stay the staff's dismissal, and begin the process to return part of our vast lands to the people. Do all this, and you will be loved by the people as I have loved you till my last moments. The future is in your hands now, my daughter. Whatever you decide, I hope you will live as I died, protecting the people most close to you. With all my love, Earl Frederick Gray.
Every time. I think Sienna reads this and she's mad. And just, how do you expect me to do any of that when you fucking disowned me?
There is something included with the stacks of cash, if that's okay,
Yeah.
Tripper. And I'll use a
Absolutely.
resolve token.
No, you've already paid your resolve token. Go ahead.
On the stacks of cash, there's a note that says former retirement fund. And there is a copy of the new will with what seems to be a ripped out piece of a law book that's been attached to it. And it explicitly states, underlined, a will is invalid how do I say this? You cannot witness a will in which you inherit. And a will with no witnesses is invalid.
And every person who signed is somebody who was listed as an inheritor in that will. And the lawyer who's been murdered, you don't know that yet, but it's fine, did not sign. I said that explicitly, that the lawyer did not sign the will. So all the signatories are also inheritors, and so this will is invalid.
And so
it goes back to the previous will.
The normal will.
Right. Okay. And it doesn't yet matter that I remarried because I'm still the only child. Acknowledged child. Okay. I think she
as far
tucks...
as you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
At this moment, as of this moment, I'm the only acknowledged child. Sienna has, I'm assuming she has somewhere in like her rooms of like a little secret, like a floor panel that pops up or something like that. She's gonna tuck all this information away in there.
And I believe the last letter goes to me.
I have a letter still.
Oh, you do? Lovely. Good. Please.
Thought about being like,
Lindy.
hey, can we reschedule for the morning? But this is way more exciting and dramatic, so we're gonna go with this one. Dear Lawrence. I was waiting for that head whip from Nugget. That's all I wanted. No. You never said he was taken. I'm out here pursuing avenues. So, you know, I've got one from everybody. I am not going to count John. Bless his heart. Well, I guess the back burner. Dear Lawrence, I know we have not had much interaction as I am primarily inside of the house and you work in the stables, but I have often admired you from afar. It is with great hope that I would like to meet with you, get to know you better, perhaps in the gazebo, day after tomorrow. Get a little booked up for tomorrow. I'll bring a picnic. Sincerely, Imogen. I don't know shit. I don't know that I'm sending love letters to my half-sister's boyfriend or to my half-brother. Let's fucking go! There you go.
With this, I get the last letter.
There you go.
The last letter is sent to Saoirse.
Is it from her?
It is.
Oh, yeah, baby. There we go.
Yes. The letter goes to Saoirse. Are you ready? Yes. I hope that you are very excited. The letter comes in. It looks, of course, plain because secrets must be kept. And when you open it, the letter is from your mother. Dearest daughter, 'tis I, your ailing mother. who has spent all of my life working so hard for you. You who it seems cares little for your mother at all. The pain that it gives me that you have abandoned your duties, that you keep me out of all knowledge, to your own detriment as well as mine, bears no bounds. The pain is more painful than the time that I gave birth to you, or to Imogen. But I must say that Imogen writes to me, unlike you. She spends time thinking about your old mother, and I don't quite understand why you, my first, would be so neglectful and so unwilling to share with me the information that might be necessary. Whereas Imogen seems to be much more loyal to the family and to me than you. Imagine my pain at knowing this. Nonetheless, the letter that I received from Imogen contained information that was interesting and somewhat distressing. It seems that my brother, Heathcliff, is at the estate. That was not something that I was aware of. Saoirse, I must speak with you plainly, as your mother, in a way that I've not yet spoken to you before. You see, it is a difficult life for a woman in our king's United Kingdom. As a woman, we cannot inherit unless we are lucky enough to be in one of those estates that does so by tradition, or there are no men to inherit for us. When there are no men, then we might be able to inherit and keep the estate ourselves. Your uncle, my older brother, by but a few moments as we were twins, was sent off by our grandmother to retrieve the estate. When he was only 8 years old, he was quite keen. He traveled, he made his plots. He seemed to have failed, as men often do. It takes a woman to make the most grand schemes. And I had not heard from him for some time. I assumed that he died. But here I hear from Imogen that he has not, that he lives. Saoirse, Imogen has been useful. But you are the true Grey daughter of mine. She is but a tool. You are my heart. If your uncle survives, he will inherit the Grey estate, and all of these decades of planning, including having Imogen and ruining my figure, go to naught. You are to inherit this estate, and if your uncle lives, then all of my plans are ruined. This cannot be. I love my brother dearly, of course, as a loyal sisteress ought to do, but were some great accident to befall him, well, then it would be I who was able to take command of my family estate, and then, of course, from me to you. The true Greys must sit back in that estate. And technically my brother should inherit, but I don't quite think that men should inherit all the time. A little bit of upending of tradition has never been the worst. So, please write me back and show yourself to be not irresponsible. And please, when I hear from you next, please tell me that something terrible has befallen my brother, so that I might be able to mourn his passing. But beware, he's dangerous. I would recommend using some sort of fellow to do the deed for you. They're mostly block-headed over there, I hear. You can convince them, I'm certain. What about that, I hear there's a manservant? No, what do you call it? Some sort of stable hand who might do the job? Yes, use your wiles to get one of those block-headed men at the estate to visit my brother in a more permanent way. Prove that you are a true Grey. And I will, of course, mourn my brother. Your mother, who is sacrificed for you without end, and has only thought of your best interest as well as mine, and who here in the very rainy and damp island, hidden from my own legacy, away from home, lost, suffering as I am, weeping in my exile, rely on you and only you to do what is right for not only me, but also your grandmother, our entire family. Without you stepping up, as only a true Grey, the Rose of Grey could do, we are all lost, and all of our misery will be on your head. Please do not be selfish. Think of others beside yourself. And give me news about the tragic news about my brother's death soon. Yes, always yours with the most love. Your mother, Helena. By the way, give Imogen my kind thoughts and regards and tell her that I love her deeply, but that she needs to work harder. Thank you very much, your mother, Helena.
Mm-hmm. That was a letter.
Sure was.
Holy crap.
Oh, our mother.
Our mom. Jesus.
I certainly hope
She's a
you will not
twat.
disappoint her.
I
mean,
just
you know.
saying.
Yeah.
Holy
Literally
shit.
the worst.
She likes a little bit of manipulation and a little bit of
A
Just a
guilt.
little bit. Just a tad.
I mean, just a tad.
If
My
a little's the name
friends.
of a mountain, then sure.
Sure, yeah, the little mountain.
Uh,
Please, at this moment, all of you may refresh your monologue token.
Woo!
I will now get my resolve tokens back so that I may use them in our next cycle for only good things. Mhm. And with this, our cycle 2 ends. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's something I forgot. Oh, so silly me. I can't believe I just happened to forget this thing that happened in the upkeep phase. Oh, yes. Is there anyone whose character might have died? Because this would be the moment that that character must be retired and a new character brought in. Has anyone lost a character? Oh, I see. How strange. I guess you'll just have to play a new character then. Have you thought at all about which family background and role you might be playing?
Yes, I believe
We had a spare, was that right?
that's a word for it.
Mhm.
I believe the background is air.
Oh.
Yes, that's right. Heir. And so the family background was peerage, and the role was heir.
Oh, roll was air.
Interesting. Interesting. You'll have to make a connection, of course. Is there any existing character who might be a connection, or will we decide that when we come back from our break?
I think let's decide when we come back from break.
Okay.
Interesting. So could you give me before we go to break, could you give me a picturesque, like I would like as we are about to sort of head out, right? Pull our camera back with a stack of letters and Imogen's house
Gosh.
and in her room, with Saoirse down in her quarters with a letter, and with each one dealing
And
with
this is the
these
same amount of
thoughts.
paper, but it's just from one person instead of
Yes,
mine, which is from a bunch of different people.
yes. Also, she writes quite. I have to say this about Mama Gray. She writes with large. She doesn't write small and cramped. She just takes an excessive amount of space because she's that
Yes.
rich, and she just likes to note it. Yes. Can we see? What do we see? I would like a moment when this person might be approaching the estate, perhaps.
We see a pair of well-worn but sturdy boots, practical clothing that covers the body well, not exactly fitted, does not portray rich or wealth, but practical. Someone who isn't a stranger to work. However, with each step, there is an assurity, there is a competence. These like soft gray eyes look upon the estate. The long hair is tied back in a kind of twined braid as she gazes upon the house that might be hers.
And with that, we're going to go to break. If those of you who are from the UK might know doom, 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 which is the drum roll that happens at the end of every cliffhanger of EastEnders, as we will be taking a 10-minute break when we learn who this heir might be who's arriving at Blossomfall Park.
Us is going, another one? And we're back from break.
Hello, everyone. So we are beginning. During the break, I decided that each of our cycles had to be named. Why? Because that is how I am. And cycle 1 is Blossomfall Festival. Cycle 2, said simultaneously between myself and Nugget, is A Death in the Family. And cycle 3, we will find out what the name is when we're done with it. So, in a cycle of good society, there are 2 novel phases, one of which should probably be some sort of event, and the other which should probably be visitations, although we can mix it up just a little bit. I would like to ask my players what they would like the first novel phase to be, which is how we start. Would you like to have some visitations, or would you like to have the twist event? It is up to you. I leave it up to you all to decide, as you are, after all, the ones who are going to be dealing with dramatics, regardless of which you choose.
So me being me, and being a person who has been around tables of people playing whist, I like to get the petty out first, or not the petty out first, but get the drama up front, because once you get to the table, the petty really comes out, and we're lucky that we're not playing bid whist. Just saying that.
I'm of a similar mindset there, but my idea is more like, I want to know what everyone's mood is when we sit down for whist, because everyone wants to talk to Imogen, and you're currently double booked. Are you gonna go and like hang out with your definitely not half brother in the gardens, or am I gonna like and I'll be watching that from above?
Hang out's
or
a nice
Shaka
way to phrase
getting,
that. Yeah.
Shaka, Jamal getting See, I want to know what's going on there. I want to know the scandal behind all that before the drama at the table for whist. So that's just me.
I'm into it. So, this means we
have to make a connection.
Oh, but the connection might already exist.
Oh.
We're not going to say it. I don't know. It might not, because our new character may choose any existing connection and connect to them, or make a new one. But we're going to start with visitations, and you're not going to know who our new person is until they have their visitation. So, who's first? And remember, whenever it's my turn, things that you don't want are probably going to happen. Or not. I don't know.
Can I
I-
just
do- do-
clarify? Go
Mhm.
ahead, sorry.
I just want to know, Lindy,
Yeah.
do you have your pipe?
Of course I do.
Good. Just in case. Just in case.
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. Just in case.
Yes, Nugget?
Oh. Yes, Nugget.
So just to clarify, we can do visitations with our upstairs or downstairs characters?
That is correct. Lottie-dottie, anybody can be involved in visitations.
Okay. And we get one visitation?
Well, 1 or 2, depending on how we feel.
Okay. I would like to go first then.
Well,
go
all
ahead.
right then. I mean, if no one had anything, I was going to go. Ha ha ha. But you know, if you have one, then you don't.
I do.
The war.
War.
That's back of the war. Please, who would you like to have a visitation with?
As Saoirse, I would like to visit with Imogen.
Oh my God, everyone wants to visit.
Everyone's gonna be visiting with Imogen.
Right. Okay. Before we begin, I'm not going to just let you take that because I would like to just ask a question.
Is it who doesn't want to meet with Imogen for their visitation?
Yes. I would like to know who would like to bid to have a meeting with Imogen because I know it's not just Saoirse. I know. I'm the facilitator. I know. I would like to know who would like to meet with Imogen for their visitation. That's at least 2.
I could potentially.
We'll see.
Potentially
Who's getting double booked.
Yeah.
But I actually have another thing that I want to do.
Okay.
Great.
First. If we're having like 2, then I will see Imogen. If not, then
we're having 2.
People can definitely have 2 if we feel like it is necessary. I need to feel like if there's more than one person who wants to see Imogen, I feel like this needs to be resolved some way. Who gets to see her first?
I just have to add that Imogen sent me a letter with the time to meet.
That's
I'm just
true.
saying.
I did. And on the morrow.
Yes.
Well, but there's people who want to talk to me that previous day, which would be when Solange wants to meet at night. I guess would Sienna meet up at night or in the daytime working out?
Saoirse would probably be, it'd probably be like first thing early morning.
Okay, so it probably was Solange first, because Solange wanted to meet that same evening. Because I received that mountain of timeline.
All right then. Then I feel like it might be Solange first.
Okay.
We do have to do the timing. That is, if you do not mind, Snow. Paint me the picture. And by the way, everybody, please remember, we're going to be talking about the phase after this is reputation. Everyone has their monologue tokens. Please go on.
So it is late at night. There is
candle.
I think Solange is she will be sitting at the armchair by the fireplace, sipping on her nightcap, probably some sort of red. It's quite nice this time of year, you know. Something French, likely. And she's staring intently at a canvas. She's looking at it and, you know, drinking. And once you enter, I think she sets the glass down and stands up. She is in, like, of course, an evening dress. So, like, not an evening dress, but like a night dress. And
with
then
with the cover. Yep.
Little shawl and all
Coat.
that. And then she'll hold it over the fire. And then just give you a look. I know.
Imogen is just gonna have a very tired look on her face because she got so many letters that day. What specifically is it that you know? It's been a day. There's a lot. If I'm to be frank with you, ladies. which I'm also in my nightgown with a dressing coat over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she looks almost mournful at you. It is a shame we would have to meet like this. The moonlight becomes you.
I think it's a shame meeting like this. Lovely room. Always up a bit late.
I see. When did you know?
And did I know what specifically?
Did
The
your
secrets
grandmama tell you, or did your mama tell you?
Secrets seem to be revealing themselves daily.
That seems to be the case, yes, Vision. Was every kindness you ever did for me, for everyone else here, a lie?
I think I... And Imogen will just walk into the room and take a seat.
Yeah, she
Probably
continues
on a
to hold.
stool.
Yeah, she holds the canvas still, just like over the fire. I found the letters and this portrait.
Portrait?
You look just like your grandmama. Did you know that?
I've only seen her very, very, very old. I know what she was like when she was young.
Breathtaking, like you.
Well, I've known since I was a wee girl, but I can genuinely tell you that every kindness I've shown every person in I had hoped to have a home here, you could say.
I see.
Family. That is kind.
What did they tell you?
Well, since I know you, since I'm not one of the inspectors of the pipes and their turtling, I'm not going to tiptoe around any dainty ladylike sensibilities. My mother is kind of a bitch.
So that's how you pronounce it. I thought it was something else, but she's like, oh, that's really interesting. Wait, no, being dramatic right now.
Well, seeing as how the Earl is dead, I don't see why not. I shouldn't. You, since you apparently seem to know very interesting things that I'm even unaware of, portraits and all. My mother is an original, and she, you know this part. Your fiance, she, late fiance, late fiance, she, about 19 years ago, had a child with him. Well, seduced him, I suppose. Or he seduced her. I don't really want to know exactly how that went down. But I am their child.
I am more concerned about what is the correct side of history here. You know, then, the secret that this is a family of common blood, yes?
Where, yes.
It was tainted by another ruinous revolution from the peasant.
That's what I've been told every waking moment of my life.
But did you ever read the stories and the treatises written by the thinkers of today?
I do an awful lot of reading. It's to tutor people.
Then you know of what they were writing in the age of the current Second Empire. On
Fair
freedom,
idea.
on goodness. I've learned something about my own heritage from these writings. That revolution does not come without suffering first. The common folk do not rise up to do anything but to be treated fairly. The nobility rise up to seize power. It is one of the first principles written by Machiavelli. And
I'd read
it has
that.
come back in recent times. If I threw this in the fire, what would you do?
I'd be a little sad I couldn't get a good look at my grandmother before she turned into 1,000 wrinkles.
You're not sad that you would be losing your potential for inheritance? It was yours.
To be frank, the late Earl Grey sent me a letter post-mortem with his solicitor, which he acknowledged me as his daughter. It was a very nice letter. All I've wanted for years was acknowledgement from a parent. Something, the older I get, I think I'm never going to receive that from my mom. And
you called your mother a...
She's terrible.
Oh.
You know, you read in those stories. You know that in the Romeo and Juliet, Romeo's good friend, the one who gets killed later. How manipulative he is.
I thought he was rather charming.
What manipulative?
Yeah. Yes.
Not multiply that by a lot, and then stuff it into a very self-entitled woman, and that's me mother.
Now I'm quite thankful I was raised by my aunt.
My mother has very grandiose plans, and I'm not entirely sure I wish to go with long.
Yeah, she sighs, droops, gives you a canvas. It's actually blank.
Oh.
This is not a real painting. I would not break a piece of history like that so easily.
Oh, so you don't have an unwrinkly portrait of my nan?
No, I do have it. It is.
Oh.
I also have her journal.
She's just as crotchety as my mother, but less manipulative.
I see. Yeah, she's a
little bit more straightforward. That might have been an old age thing.
Yeah, she sinks, pours herself like.
Oh, I will pour yourself a tall glass of probably schnapps or liqueur is in this. Is the lily?
Yes, she also just pours you one as well. It's like, I think we both need one. You said you received a letter.
I did. It was rather kind. I had written a letter to Earl Grey before he passed, saying, "I am your daughter, Prize, and be nice if we could have a conversation." And then he sent a very abrupt response saying, "We are strangers," and it kind of put me off a little bit. I'm not going to lie. But then he sent this other letter. I don't know what scheme he was trying to enact by being a right bastard there at the end. Being cruel to everyone he knows, trying to distance himself, imagine, from some type of terrible consequence. Other ploy or scheme. Something that was chasing him. I might have an idea of one of the somethings. There might have been multiple somethings chasing after. Right.
No. When I was a little kid, my aunt, that is the English word, yes. She raised a little chat, a cat.
Oh.
When it was his time, he ran away and died alone because apparently cats are predators and they want to be away from the colony so they will not hurt them.
Perhaps Earl Grey was more cat-like
like that. Well, he's always been rather nice, just in a strange way. Nice to meet, at least.
I wish I could have got to know him better.
He is very knowledgeable.
He did leave me a very nice. I don't have it on me.
I believe you because he too sent me a nice letter.
Did he?
It was like when I first met him. Generous and thoughtful.
I'll have to reframe him in my... At least it sounds better than my mother. I already told Sienna. I have siblings. Fact.
That poor woman, one after one revelation. Let us hope no more comes our way.
I really hope more doesn't. I have a second half sister on her side.
Oh.
She's really quite nice. Also has the same opinion of her mother, and she's been sending me letters, saying how I should distance myself from outside of the family, and I've been considering it. You know, maybe rather than just pursuing my mother's ambitions, finding a nice gentleman.
You know,
Finding
gentlemen
some type
are
of
the only
family.
one who are good for pleasure.
That might be true, but it is good for legal reasons.
Legal reasons, but
Without
you know,
a
legality and pleasure are two different things, yes?
that is true. Is true. Without it officially, well, I guess he'd give me a signet ring. That mean I'm officially
He gave you a signet ring?
Grey family signet ring. I did. Better.
That man, I do wish he told us anything before he left.
Likewise.
Mon Dieu.
I have to ask. Out of curiosity, here, have another drink. I'll just top you off.
See?
You heard about the dungeon underneath the manor?
There has been a lot of revelations today. So first, I find out perhaps it is good that he passed, because I do not know how I would feel as a lady of this house that my husband would have so many bastards and now a secret dungeon.
I really wouldn't. Well, I did. You knew, maybe?
Well, there's you, there's never mind.
Right. If you didn't know about the dungeon underneath the house, it had apparently my uncle in it. Heathcliff Grey, my mother's brother. And I'm concerned he might be a tad murderer.
A tad murderess.
But that is a generous.
You know, that is how I describe the peasants back in France. A tad murderess. That is how I lost my brothers, you know.
Then I would say he's probably a tad murderous, yes. Might have been the fella that did, right? Might have been one of the things that, although he wasn't escaped when he read that will.
So, the late Earl Grey was a man who has had at least 2 bastards of note.
What's the other
He
one?
has kept a prisoner underground and is now a part of some scheme to protect his family.
2 bastards? There's another bastard? Greyhead?
Did you just say Saoirse, my maid?
She's not related to Earl Grey in any way, shape, or form. There's
So
just a lot of S names in this house.
Why is she being brought up?
S names?
I suppose so.
I get them. They look similar-ish. I get them mixed up sometimes. That nice haircut.
Well, yes, she is rather comely. It is good to have a nice maid around. So though we have a dire need of good French maids, a good Irish one is a substitute. Yes.
She seems very nice. We're pretty good friends.
She's been lovely. Besides you, she's been the only other comfort in this house. Jamal was a source of comfort, but
How is Jamal? You two are close, aren't you?
he's like a brother to me. But I worry for him. He used to be glorious, you know?
Used to be.
Generous, radiant like the sun itself. He was like the family I never had. My father was too busy trying to bring back the monarchy. I didn't, and my brothers didn't care for me much, but Jamal and his sister, they made me feel welcome. And he was so generous. And
What's changed?
well, losing your home to attackers tends to do things.
That would tend to do it, yeah. I mean, understandable.
And unfortunately, I did not learn enough of their language to know the intricacies of what was going on back home.
Mm.
I did know, however, that, and this is odd and something I only noticed now, that in hindsight, that is, Papa was rather cold to him. I know the reason now, but oh.
Imogen looks like she wants to ask a question real bad, but is like, it's probably too impolite, and just takes a big swig of schnapps instead.
I do worry about his lack of fortune. I believe the both of us, it is time to get married to someone of note.
Yes, it seems that marriage is on everyone's plates these days.
Mm-hmm. Until then,
It's the
and she'll
thing to
pour
do.
you a glass. Now that we do not have to be on poor terms, I'd like you to know that I keep your secret paintings and letters somewhere in my room. Feel free to visit whenever.
I
And
think
then she'll take her glass and she'll get going.
Thank you, Solange. That'd be rather lovely. And Imogen is having a bi-panic moment of, oh no, was this an invitation? Another one? Today? This... I've never had time to entertain any notions of the thought. Oh my goodness. What I even do?
A very brief knock on Lady Sienna's door.
Yes.
It's the Lord High Sheriff and Count Damon Williams.
Oh, yeah, hello.
Good evening.
Good
Can I
evening.
help you? Good evening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can
Would you
help
like-
you.
Would you like to come sit down?
Oh, fine
Please.
English rose with your manners, of course. They come and sit down. Lady Sienna,
Yes.
you should know that everything will be fine.
Perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine.
Oh,
Yes,
perfectly fine.
yes.
Indeed.
We have 2 suspects for the murder, but we have found the killer.
Oh, you have.
Indeed, we have.
We have.
Ah,
That's excellent news. May I know who?
yes,
Yes.
it's your son. It's your son. Killer,
Oh, little rascal.
murderer, little rascal, just... But I wouldn't worry about it because our account right here saw the
Yes,
duel with
it
his
was
own
a
eyes.
completely sanctioned duel.
Very sanctioned. Yes, yes. And your son is, having been the great hero, protecting you from the violence of the Earl. A terrible fellow.
Awful fellow,
sanctioned
yes.
duel, yes.
Duel.
Makes it all quite legal.
Quite legal.
Quite. Quite.
Then it's not a murder, it's a duel.
That's right, it's not a murder at all.
Right,
It's
it's a
actually
duel.
quite legal. Yes, legal.
Might I ask? You said you had 2 suspects.
Oh, well. So the other one is that Shaka fellow, his
Yes,
servant
yes.
and all that. But I don't think that is quite politic, getting a
Oh,
servant.
no. Not especially with the disposition of the town.
No,
At the
yes,
moment.
it's terrible out there. Just
Rattle some people up, ruffle some feathers. Feathers.
Rabble. Yes, but your son admitting to partaking in an official duel
Official.
to save you and the town from like an
Everyone.
evil monster. This
High
Earl
taxes.
Grey. Just high taxes. Oh, it's murdering of children.
Children and
that's just
murder.
like, it's really actually
Splat.
quite debauched. Oh, yes. And so it seems like we're going to have perhaps mostly a celebration. It'll probably be just tip-top, quick, sip, snap, and all that just taken care of.
Lickety split.
Yes,
What not?
lickety-split.
Excellent.
What?
All right.
Just wanted to let you know that you don't have to worry.
In the clear. Worry free.
In the
Not a murderer.
Yes,
Nope.
yes. Thank you. Considering I was on my honeymoon with my current husband, I'm glad.
Sure, of course.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. Right.
Yes.
While thank you for informing me that that matter is taken care of. While
It's not
you're
officially
here,
done just yet. We
It
just
will
thought we'd
take
let you
but
know in
a
advance.
In
day
the
or two for the
process.
paperwork. Yes,
Fine,
maybe
the
3.
fine gentlemen such as yourself will have it sorted out in a jiffy.
No time at
Um,
all.
Speaking of sorting things out,
Yes.
I was
Very good at that,
wondering,
Russ.
with the 2 of you here and being such excellent gentlemen at handling
Yeah.
affairs very, very quickly and very efficiently, I was wondering if you might help me.
Ooh.
My father, as you've said, is a terrible, terrible man, and I don't
Yes.
think he was in his right mind at the end.
Oh.
You see, he rewrote his will, and he. Well, I was reading, as a lady does in my spare time, and I happened upon this, and I'm gonna pull out the page with the law about the will in it.
Ed?
I would like to contest his will. I
Oh.
believe he was not in his right mind there at the end, and he had. I signed the will, and it says here that if I'm set to inherit, I can't be a witness.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
And the others as well, the others who signed the will were set to inherit as well. I would
Yeah.
like to start that process. And like I said, you guys, you gentlemen are just so efficient at getting these
Well-
matters settled. I was wondering if you could help me with expediting this process.
Well, but certainly the lawyer signed it, so there must be some sort of witness who.
Yes, the
No, as a
lawyer.
matter of fact, he did not. And do I have a copy? I have a copy of the will, don't I?
You do. Because
I'm gonna-
your dad gave you
yeah.
a copy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to my desk and pull out the copy of the will and hand it to him. The lawyer did not sign.
He didn't
was
have the
not a
lawyer
witness.
sign. He must not have been in his right mind.
Right,
No,
not in
it's
his
not
right
right.
mind.
Well, that lawyer seems to be incompetent as well. Then, well.
Who is it? I'm not hiring him.
No, not hiring at all.
No, I'm not hiring that one.
Well, highly irregular. If you'll give us that, we'll go and look
Handle
right
it.
into it to get this sort of thing evoked.
Very good with legalese, you know.
We are.
Yes,
we
of
also
course.
have.
We've got better lawyers who sign all the documents than he's signing.
We have
Right.
all very good
Yes.
lawyers.
Yeah, very good.
You thank you, gentlemen, so much. You're welcome to that copy. I have an additional one as well, so please, please.
Yes, of course, yes.
Of course, of
just so
course.
you know, we just wanted to let you know that your son's going to be doing the right thing, stepping up, being a good gentleman. He'll be a good sort of
Strapping young lad.
strapping young lad, strapping. Be a
Mm.
good ruler of this estate. Yes.
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 Yes, yes, I'll be sure to offer my congratulations next time I see him.
Oh yes.
For
Well,
being
you'll
such
probably
an
have to wait a bit
upstanding
because
young man.
yes, he and I, well, all three of us, going to go
Yes.
on a bit of a ride and hunt a bit. Just going to go and smoke some cigars and
Oh,
spend
yes.
some time with each other.
Yes.
Oh, are you?
Yes, we are.
Excellent.
Of course. Yes. Well, you
That's
know,
for later.
he's going to be joining us, probably in the House of Lords at some point in time.
Probably, of
You know,
course. Right lad like him,
yes.
straight to the House of Lords.
Well, indeed. We want to make sure he knows how to play all the best card games, and he'll be
Yes.
quite good. We'll teach him about how to tie his cravat properly.
Oh,
Yes,
Probably
yes.
tag for drops, so he doesn't get socially exiled. You know.
With you two, as instructors, I'm sure he'll be in fine hands.
Yes, yes. Well, we will leave you, madame,
you,
but of course we
madame.
just wanted to. We didn't want you to worry your sort of pretty English head about anything.
Stop worrying, fretting.
Yes.
I'm sure you're dreadfully frightened and worried about the whole ordeal.
So worried. Thank you so much, my lords.
Yes,
Good
milady.
evening. Have a good night.
Good evening.
Oh.
Good evening. And I just
Wah, wah,
close the doors behind them.
to sounds of fan was going down the hall.
Yep.
I love
And
this too.
I'm-
Yes.
Yep. I'm gonna send a page boy to summon my son.
Oh,
That'll
is
that
that
can
sure?
if that's okay.
Yes. Nugget Scene has been called. Sebastian, your mother wants to speak with you.
Don't envy you.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Page like, my lord Sebastian, your mother wishes to speak with you. My lord? My lord?
Hey, yes, I heard you.
All right.
Excellent.
The page leaves. I imagine perhaps he doesn't arrive considering your negative reputation tag.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I imagine he does not arrive. What with your negative reputation tag, which is broke, which means someone is not talking to you right now.
Ooh.
I don't have any more of those. Any reputation conditions.
Do you not have broke? Oh no, that's Jamal.
Uh-uh.
Oh,
Wait,
Jamal has broke
ruptured.
now.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she cleared all of hers.
Real
Yep.
Yeah,
quick.
you cleared yours.
So
Yeah,
Sebastian,
ruptured.
Sebastian just takes a little while before.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Eventually, he
Sienna opens the door herself. There are no servants here. She will open the door herself and just kind of gesture you in and close the door behind you. She takes a minute and turns and faces her 16-year-old son. Are
he
you
just
quite-
stands in like parade rest, like
Yep.
doesn't sit, just waits.
Just waits. Are you out of your mind?
No, mother, I feel like I'm the only one who's in their right mind in this house right now.
Okay, so becoming a murderer, so taking the blame for being a killer is something
I am
someone in
not
their
a
right mind
murderer.
would do.
I am a
but
hero.
you're gonna allow.
I
you're
want a
going to-
duel, mother.
Cut me off one more time, son. Do it. I dare you.
Sebastian then shuts the fuck up.
I don't know what game you're playing at. It does not matter that this is in a duel. In the eyes of nobility, great. You're a hero. You've done something amazing. In the eyes of everyone else, in the eyes of the wives, in the eyes of the potential brides, in the eyes of literally the entire world, you will be a murderer. Not even that, but a murderer of family. Doesn't matter how awful he was. He was your grandfather. It doesn't matter what you think he did, whether it's true or not. For the rest of your life, you will carry the weight of being a killer. Now, I know, and I'm sure there are others who know as well, that's not you. You're not a killer. Outside of defending someone else, you don't have it in you. And that's a good thing, Sebastian.
Is it? Is it really?
Explain to me why you're doing this.
Because they came after you.
Explain to me.
And you would have gone down. They would have
Darling,
taken you.
do you know where I was the night my father died?
Why would I have known where you were?
Exactly. Why would you have known? I was getting married. I wasn't even in this county.
What?
Yes.
To who?
Darling, take a seat, darling. Sit down.
No, you can't just tell me you got married and then tell me to sit
down.
No. You've lied to me. You don't get to tell me what to do. You didn't tell me about Imogen.
I didn't know about Imogen. I found about her the same moment you did.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Everyone keeps secrets from Sebastian, thinking, oh, he's so young, he can't know things. Our grandfather was shit. And he treated people like shit. And he treated you like shit. And if it means sullying my name to fix that, to make it go away and not have you have that stain upon you, so be it. I'm young. I'm a noble. I'll find someone to marry. And if that doesn't work, well, there are other things that can happen. This house has secrets, Mother. I'm sure you know them, or know some of them. But not all of them are good.
No secret is good.
So have you kept more secrets from me then?
Sit down, Sebastian.
He sits.
And then Sienna will also sit, and she will proceed to tell him about his father and about what he'd done and about what she lived with all those years in India. Essentially, he put on a front. He was kind to her in the beginning during their courtship. It was an arranged marriage that his family arranged, and obviously Lord Grey arranged as well. And when they moved to India, it was very verbally abusive, physically abusive occasionally. That lessened after Sebastian was born, but it was a very cold, a very negative relationship. And Sebastian wouldn't have known any of that because in front of him, they were a perfect happy family. And that's my secret. That's the only thing that I have left that I have not told you.
How old was Sebastian when his father
died?
Left or died? Yeah.
He died a couple months ago,
right?
About a
Yeah,
year.
okay.
He died about a year because we were in mourning in
It
India
takes
for a
time to
while.
get
That's what I
back.
thought. I was saying,
Yeah.
it was relatively recent.
He was about 15. Sebastian would have been about 15 when he died.
Okay. So because you're upset, you're making up things about father now? Well, how about I tell you a secret, mother? We're not the Gray family at all.
What? Is this okay? So this is information that we know this because Imogen told us this together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heathcliff, my uncle, is going to take this place back for his own and put me in charge.
You've spoken to this man.
Of course. Seems like one of the few people to actually be honest with me here. Mother, I love you, and I won't let anything happen to you. But this place can't stay the same way it is now.
Sebastian, you have disappointed me in a way that I was not expecting.
What?
I don't. You're right. I don't have. You can do whatever you want. If you want to take the fall for a murder you did not commit, go for it. You don't want to believe the truths that I have told you? I have no sway in your mind. I can't make you believe what I've told you. I love you. You are my son. But you have choices to make. And I can't make them for you.
Could have told me you're getting married.
I was disinherited. I had debts from your father. The Renwell name has no money. I had to make a choice to make sure you were safe. You were taken care of. I've done that.
Why don't you just talk to me? I'm a man now.
Darling, there are some things not even you can solve. You don't understand what it's like to be a woman in this society. We have two choices. We marry or we die, basically. I did what I've always done, and I've taken care of my own. I've done that. I won't apologize for it. I do regret you not being there, but if it makes you feel that better, neither were his children either.
I'm sorry if I have been rash.
You're 16. I shouldn't expect anything else.
I just I couldn't let what grandfather did just go. And now you're telling me father was horrible too.
He loved you. I won't deny that. You were the light of
But what
his
if I'm
life.
like him?
That's a choice you have to make. Are you going to be like that? Is that how you're going to treat your future wife, your future family? Everything we do in life is a choice. You're gonna make mistakes, love. I know I have. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be the worst feeling in the world. But you make a choice, you live with it, and you move on.
Well, I know you don't like it, but I don't regret telling those idiots that I was in a
God, they're
duel
idiots. Oh,
grandfather.
they're the worst.
Because it honestly, the smoke and the drinks that they had, the drink was awful. It was so bad. I took a sip and I almost, but I just,
Yes, it's not good.
for a little while. It's not good.
Try scotch. I think you might enjoy it.
Maybe that's what I should do next time, because whatever they had was, I I'll live with the labels, much like you'll live with whatever it is that you're done. But I don't, I don't know what to do about Uncle Heathcliff. He seems dead set on taking this place down. Does it
Well,
mean you should be safe? But I don't know about anyone else.
I doubt that. So
He seemed nice to me, but he also seems a little bit.
also, you have to think, darling, your grandfather was not in his right mind. We're contesting his will because
Why? How?
he had all of his narrators sign as witnesses. That's illegal.
That
It's
that what?
invalid.
Oh, how do you know that?
I found it in a book.
Okay.
If the will is contested, and if it is reverted to the original will, I am set to inherit. If that happens, I don't think your Heathcliff will be very happy about that.
Well, apparently you're the best shot in the land, so.
I'm also a woman, and I don't think they would take too kindly to me shooting a man.
Yeah, I
They
can take.
clearly didn't like it the first time when they thought I'd killed my father.
That's all right. There's a few deaths in the family, Mom.
We've had plenty enough already. Let's just.
Maybe I can talk him off of whatever he's trying to do. I can meet up with him again.
As I said, you were going to make what choices you desire. I would caution you not to trust him.
Apparently, I shouldn't trust anything at this point.
I'm sorry it's come to that.
Yeah, well, life is nobility.
You may not think it now, but you can always trust that I will have your best interest at heart. Everything I have done since the day you were born has been for you.
Well, I'm trying to do the same for you, but apparently I'm screwing it up.
You're doing what you think is best, and that's all I can ask. Just promise me you will think before you make your next decisions.
Yeah, I will.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you for listening, at least.
And he just reaches around and hugs you.
Yeah. I think she squeezes him a little bit harder than normal. Just like a shit, I might be losing my
me,
son.
Mom.
and then she'll let him go.
All right.
So fast.
So fast. My baby.
I'd like
So-
to give a resolve token to overhear a conversation.
Oh. Who's doing the
Oops.
overhearing?
Yeah.
Oops.
The new well, not the new world. That's actually
The
a
new
background.
arrival? Yeah.
My new character. Not
Yeah,
this
yeah.
conversation though. The last one.
Oh.
The one where it was specifically mentioned that Sebastian killed Earl Grey.
Right.
The
Mm.
two boss, yes.
Uh-huh. Who would be most negatively impacted by this overhearing?
Well, if I get
Because
to
that's the
do my
person-
visitation next, probably Sebastian.
Excellent. Prince, how do you feel about this overhearing
Keep
from the
me
new
stocked
person?
up, baby.
All right, toss in a resolve token to you.
And so it is done. We will have one last scene before we go for the evening.
Oh,
But
though,
I would like-
I'd like to add a monologue token as a tip. See
Oh.
what Sebastian's feeling right now after.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. I'm afraid there's a Prince, there's a tip. It's a monologue token.
That's the tip.
Okay. What are we asking?
Monologue
A
token.
monologue token on Sebastian.
Post this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sebastian is walking down the halls and avoiding vases. But he is like, if what she said about father is true, then that means not only is father bad, so is grandfather. And that means that I might be as well. Like all of this could be me. I could have that in me. Who would want to marry a murderer? Doesn't matter if I actually did it. Why would they want to be with me? Who's going to love someone like me? I've been punched someone, thrown vases, I'm consorting with someone who plans to take down our whole house. I've done everything that I possibly could do wrong. And somehow my mother still loves me. I can fix this, maybe. Who can I talk to who can help me to fix it? I seem to be doing it wrong every time I try to do it by myself. Maybe. Maybe I'll talk to Jamal. Maybe he'll know what to do. That's where I'll leave it off.
I would like to have youth-size visitation be our last for the evening. But because then we have to go, and I've made notes, so I know where we all have left. But I would like a bit of a what's the word? A transition before that. Let me ask, where is our new person heading?
If I could set the scene,
I just want to know so I can have a cross scene. You know what I mean?
Heading to the gardens, if that is where Sebastian is.
Excellent. And so as we see this person heading towards the gardens where Sebastian might be. Somebody, I would say probably the cook, I think. Yes, I think that's probably correct. Uh, yes, the cook, Anita, happens to see Agnes Snow, happens to see Agnes, and is like, "Hello, Agnes."
Yes. What is it?
"Oh,
What
have
else
you
do you
seen your
need?
daughter?" "Oh,
Oh,
no. I just want to let you know your daughter's in the estate. She's come to see you, I think."
she's visiting. Oh, I'll be just a moment.
"I've not
Yeah.
seen her visit here before."
Well, circumstances change, apparently. She just like hurries, neatens herself up. By the way, has the butler is he leaving like today?
I have to leave the month, darling, please.
So he's leaving soonish. If that is the case,
So are you.
yes, of course, so am I. I will be getting a page to let the butler know I'm taking a quick break because my daughter's here.
Which the butler knows all what that means.
I don't, so I'll be like, sure.
Family
Okay.
time, just real quick, family time.
Of course.
S-
Take 27 minutes, I say knowingly.
Knowingly. And as that
Yeah.
little thing happens, we sort of cut back to Agnes's daughter
Running
heading
to
into the
intercept
garden.
the daughter from the gardens.
But it's too late. Sebastian, someone approaches you.
You see a young-looking woman, very fit, dressed very practically, but very still well, holds herself solidly. Most noticeably is a sword by her on her hip.
Hello.
You know, Sebastian.
How old is she?
I was actually not sure given the timeline we
I
decided
thought
on.
she's the same age as.
She's 33 years old.
Yes, but she's got that Asian in her, so she looks really young.
She does. Go on.
Sebastian looks super confused.
Are you armed?
Sebastian takes a step back as you say that. If I were, would this be a situation where I'd need to draw arms? He looks at your sword.
She draws her sword, points it downward. I merely wish to test my skills against a kinslayer. Please don't make this easy for me. And she takes up a fighting stance.
Sebastian actually laughs at this. Just chuckles. I'm sorry, miss. But it would be very improper of me to cross swords with you. It's one of the regents of this estate. That would be very improper.
A
I mean no
murderer
disrespect.
a murderer speaks of propriety. Now this is fun. Let me warn you now, boy. I may be one who was raised to have honor, but there's little room for honor when my heart is full of vengeance. I will give you one last warning. Draw your steel, or I shall give you mine.
And instead says, if we wish to do this, I think it should only be on a more equal battleground, if that would be to your liking. as you've approached me at a time that I am not entirely ready for. My weapon of choice is not on my person. I'm also, well, I can't fight someone who I don't know their name.
Agnes, you are out of the estate, and in the distance, quite far in the garden, you see your daughter with a sword, and young Sebastian. But they're quite far
Sebastian
away.
is keeping his hands. He's still stepped at. You'd have to like come at him at the range he's at because he's keeping distance in case he needs to run.
Good boy.
Speaking of needs to run, I think she sees this. I think she knows her daughter very well because of all the tutors and stuff, and she raised the girl. Young master, Lord Redwell, run! Absolutely fucking terrified.
I say
the housekeeper you hear says like, Lord Redwell, run!
Now, Sebastian looks really fucking confused. He's looking at the help and he's looking at you. It's like,
I say in a low voice, did you give my father such options before you struck him down?
Your father?
You enjoy it,
you
don't you? Taking out the sick and the elderly? Did you thrust a sword in his hands before you drove yours in his heart?
There's just a moment where you just see Sebastian go. And then he takes off running.
I chase after him.
He's going.
I would like to offer. What is your character's name?
Her name is Sylvia Gray.
I would like to offer Sylvia Gray a resolve token.
A resolve token? Whatever for.
I would like young Sebastian to escape your pursuit in a very specific way.
Ooh. Could you tell me the specific way?
It involves a horseman coming to scoop him up to safety.
I will agree if I can make a show of force that does show the lethality
How
of
dangerous
my seriousness.
Okay. Yes. So as you are running with this woman who's the exact same age as your mother, well, but you probably can't tell people's ages. You're in pursuit. We have the housekeeper coming up and a man, a dashing sort of blonde man on a dark horse, actually Earl Grey's horse, gallops up. And let us say it's right before you're about to actually strike Sebastian, parries your sword, but not easily, and notes how good you are with swordcraft with a little bit of distress, puts out his arm to Sebastian. He goes, "Come, lad. You're in a bit of a tricky situation," as he's galloping beside you.
Yeah, Sebastian's just going to take whatever hand at this point.
And Heathcliff Grey pulls you onto the back of the steed and gallops off.
Yeah,
oh, it
you
is
would have took
Heathcliff.
Heathcliff's hands for sure.
Oh, yeah. Heathcliff is like, I cannot let this young man.
Do I know who Heathcliff is?
You have, you'll have to talk to your mother about that, or your mother about that.
Gotcha.
Yes, how much she's let you know. You probably would not have recognized him because it has been a bit. But this, yes.
Speaking of Heathcliff and not knowing, I would like to add context to this as the minute that Heathcliff picks you up and brings you away, she shrieks like this is like you've been murdered. She's more terrified now than before and is now chasing you, trying to get you back because some fates are worse.
Is that a look of recognition? Is that a look of recognition in the eyes of Agnes, our main housekeeper? And there, we're going to have to end our episode as Heathcliff Grey rescues young Lord Sebastian, but it seems to Agnes to be a fate far worse than death. And in that brief moment when Heathcliff deflected the blow from Sylvia Grey, we see how expert and dangerous she is with a sword. And that, as mother catches up with daughter, or at least what the people in the estate, who the downstairs people think are mother and daughter. Let me ask you, Sylvia, what is your connection?
Like the character connection?
Yes, please. It may be somebody pre-existing or someone new.
Right. I think I will choose a pre-existing character. Specifically, I have a friend on the estate. Someone that I feel like I perhaps can confide in. I believe the most appropriate person would be someone who is on the estate, but is separate, where I could meet clandestinely, catch up, who may be physically fit to actually have practice bouts with, and has earned my respect to a modest degree. Perhaps a handler of horses.
Lawrence, Prince, do you accept that Sylvia Grey is a dear friend of yours who you have fought with and trained with and have a long-standing connection to?
Sure, yeah.
Excellent. And so at this moment, we will leave mother and daughter to finish a youth-size scene next week. But I feel like that's a little spicy. A little spicy indeed.
Smidge.
A smidge. And for all of those who are playing downstairs characters, anyone who's been around for a very long time, i.e., not anybody super young, but new, but people have been around. So probably not Imogen, probably not Saoirse, but the sort of the older staff who've been around for a while. Fanny certainly would have known Sylvia. Green. Well, no, sorry. Sylvia was called. What was? I don't know what her last name is. We'll get it. But there was that Agnes had a daughter. Your main housekeeper had a daughter, and as far as anyone who's been here for a long time knows, except for Reginald, who knows more than that, this is Sylvia's. This is Agnes's daughter, Sylvia. Although it seems as if that is not what she's claiming at this moment. And with that, our session is done. Next week, we're going to continue with our visitations, making sure everybody gets to have 2. And we're only in the middle of, Youth Size first visitation at the moment. So everyone, I hand it to my productrix, Laflove Lindy.
'Tis I, Laflove Lindy. We're gonna go around, we're gonna say who we are, your tongue, where we can find you, and highlights from today's shenanigan fest, because that is what this was. We're gonna go in reverse order from where we started in. So our facilitator, Trooper, tell us about you. How you doing? How's tonight for you?
Hey. Oh, I mean, so good. Also, I can't wait for you to find out what Sylvia Grey means by the fact that she's upset that you killed her ailing father. Because what does that mean? I can't wait for you to find out. Who knows? Especially since, she's just the daughter of the housekeeper, who's the exact same age as Sienna. Anyhow, so I had a lovely time. I love this cast. I love the drama. I'm not going to say any of the things that were great because I don't want to steal them from everyone else. But of course, I think you know what I'm going to say. that scene between Sebastian and his mother and Sebastian. I said it. I'm taking it. I don't care. So brilliant. So good. I just had to mute myself because I was just like, oh, I'm going to just die here right now. It's just too much. I love it, but there's going to be more. I want to give everybody love, but I can't take all the good spots. If people don't take the ones I'm thinking of, I will wait. I'll come back at the end to give a couple more. Thank you, everybody, for being so amazing. You can find me, I'm Trooper SJP. On Friday, I will be premiering the first episode of the next chapter of Crash Jones, Space Adventurer, and the Asteroid Dungeon of Peril, which is it's a solo RPG, probably like a 5-shot, 4 or 5 sessions using these Iron Sworn Starforged system, which is pretty amazing, where I'm playing a pulp hero who's a fictional character in the Traveler universe that I'm playing in, and he's off to go, and good old Crash Jones is off to go and rescue his good chum Dalton Danvers, and with the power of Starbeam, I don't have my cup. Starbeam chocolate milk. It's malted, and it's good for your bones. He can defeat all of his enemies. And so you can see me on Friday at 7 p.m. for that, and on Sunday at not 7 p.m., at 3 p.m. Eastern, on my channel is the long-awaited and anticipated return of Jackie Dash as Vivian Sinclair, investigative reporter in Cthulhu Confidential, which is a 1-player, 1 GM adventure sort of system, gumshoe, really cool. And it'll be like a 2 or 3 shot. And we're going to be seeing our lady reporter, who's a little bit cold as ice when it comes to sacrificing civilians to stop the things that one was not meant to know. And then, of course, I'll be back here next Wednesday for the rest of this business, which I mean, that's all.
That's all. Thank
also,
you.
I just want to give more love, but I can't have to wait till everyone because I don't want to take them.
Okay. Well, I want to take Snow to do all the fun things. Hey, Snow, how you doing?
I did do all the fun things. I got to invite Imogen to my room. So
yeah, after a lot of talk of pleasure, which Imogen is like, wait, what? Wait, what?
Just giving you like the French lowdown, you know.
That's what it is. French. Got it. Yep, that's makes sense now. Yep.
Absolutely. Okay, as for my favorite scene, besides of course the Sienna Sebastian one, it was amazing. I loved the fact that Sienna said things that were so similar to Helena Gray's words, but she actually loves her son.
Yeah.
You know, unlike that she did say it herself, that bitch mother. So that was brilliant. But my specific favorite thing, and I did say this to you, it's like, ugh, how dare you? How dare fucking Earl Grey turn out to be a cat? How dare he? You know, people just have such misunderstood ideas of what cats really are like, but they are truly actually very loving creatures. How dare you cat grandfather me?
And like a cat, he has a bajillion kids. That's all. That's my contribution to that comment.
Yes, like a cat, yes. You know, usually a cat man is called a Tom, but in this case he was a king. Well, not
an earl?
An earl at least, yes. Earl.
An earl.
Yes, I will try my best to save it, because oh my god, today was. As for where you can find me nowhere, because I will be not existing until next week. I will be hidden away in the realm of the offlines. That's right. And yeah, I'll catch everyone next week.
Woohoo! We've someone who definitely stirred the pot tonight. Dimples and Dice.
I would never do such a
totally
thing.
Would.
You
were the one who brought out the giant ladle. You were like, hey, well.
Just a little something. There's a bunch of unresolved things we'll get to that I may have put into play. yeah, what the fuck? Getting approached with a fucking sword was a time. Wasn't expecting that. Had a good conversation with mom. Bad conversation with mom. That's how it goes. And then there was the whole Solange and Imogen thing that threw everybody for a loop. Yeah, get your all you sapphics out there. I see y'all. I see y'all. We'll see how that plays out. Now it's a race between friends. Yeah, tonight was great. I'm so glad that we were back. As far as what I'm up to, I'm Doubles of Dice all around the internet. You can find me here on Wednesday, and then you can find me at Gen Con Thursday through Sunday next week. So if you're around Gen Con, come say hello. I don't know all of the things I'll be doing, but they'll be on my socials as I'm doing them if there's things scheduled. It's been a complicated time. We'll just put it like that. But yeah, come see me at Gen Con. Keep an eye on my socials for other games that are coming up. I do have other games coming up. Things are being recorded. I'm going to cause problems for players because I'm going to be in the GM seat then. So you'll get to see me doing the suffering and inflicting the suffering. That's all I got.
Fabulous. Someone who loves suffering. Nugatosaurus.
That's
You knew
probably,
before you even said your name. You were like, ah, 'tis I.
Yeah, that's probably like the most accurate segue I've ever gotten in my entire life.
Like the past 6 years of streaming. 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Nugatosaurus. You can find me pretty much exclusively here. I play here on our Wednesday night games, obviously, and then also on our Monday and Tuesday alternating weeks, our D&D games that we've got going on. I have to agree. I loved the conversation with Sebastian and Sienna. I feel like we haven't had a chance to talk in a hot minute, so just kind of everything compounded at once, and it was a little tense, and I loved it. Solange and Imogen are like my favorite ship. I'm here for it. But my favorite part of the entire night was Olivia's letter to Imogen. Just the, sorry, this has to be one-sided. I've found someone else that I'm in love with. And I was cracking up. I was trying so hard not to look like an idiot, just like cackling on camera. But it's just huge props to you, Ty. That was fucking hilarious. And I loved it. And it was phenomenal. And I love Olivia so much. She's probably one of my favorite characters. But that's it. That's me. That's my love for the night. And I'm very excited for next week.
And the new bastard of the group, Yutsai. You are your own bastard. How's it feel?
Yeah. I mean, everyone else was doing it. I wanted to have some fun. I even got an S name, though that was by accident.
Oops.
Hi, I'm Yutsai. Had a great time tonight. I'll say it, one of my personal favorite moments was definitely just the sheriff and count duo. Just the way I always feel like they're like two bouncing like bowling pins, like this kind of smack against each other, just like hubba 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 hubba. It's just a lot of fun to watch.
Those two old heckling Muppets.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, just all the interpersonal scenes, and like it was already said, I'll say it again. The mother-son scene was like really intense and very real. So I had a lot of fun watching that. And as Snow said, catching like the illusions between like other parental figures in the game so far, and like, well, here's one, and this is their take on doing it. It's like, yeah, some people can be, perhaps people make mistakes in what they think is right. But yes, you can find me here on these days. Also, I can start talking about it now. I'll be in another game called Gotham City Chronicles on the Wandering DM channel. That takes place on 8:30 Eastern time on Tuesdays on the Wandering DM Twitch channel. Come see a Gotham without a Batman, and how that maybe it's just going to be a normal city. I mean, a lot of the villains of Batman just seem to come up because there's a Batman. So who knows? I'm sure nothing bad will happen. I definitely didn't take a lot of risks during character creation and come out so much worse for it.
That is why I love playing with you.
Absolutely fabulous. And that just leaves me and any last minute love Trooper has, because I know he's been sitting on a bunch of it. My one of my loves was free love letters to Imogen. Just Trooper yelling that out there and then getting a bunch. Like, poor Imogen. She was like, you know what, I've decided maybe I'll find love instead of just doing being a puppet for my mother 112%. I'll send out some feelers, and then a whole desk load, just like someone came in and just dumped the mailbag, like Miracle on 34th Street, just dumped it out on her desk, and she's like, well, okay, I'm a little overwhelmed now. What is this? She is so Regency. She would think a smooch is clueless, so we'll see how this poor girl does. She's young, never been in love, but maybe now's the time. Or at least time to experiment and find out. Oh boy, let's go. I like John, our new page, who always smells of onions. He cracked me up. Olivia might also be my favorite. I don't know. She's just so delightful. And of course the mother. I want Sienna to be my mom. Can Sienna adopt me? Can I want her as my mother. That was so good. So freaking good. And then Solange, maybe being in her own French way, just, letting Imogen know some things, and also being like, you have got secrets, girl! Let's see how I feel about you after we talk about some of them. Okay, the same. Cool. That's great. Alright. It was so good. And also the fact that Jamal wanted a letter from Imogen. That I noticed that request. It's interesting. I'm excited. I'm here for it. A little scared, like scaroused. Let's see what happens. Trooper, is there anything you wanted to add before outro?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I give excessive love to
Please.
Snow?
Yes.
For Agnes running across the courtyard, being like, no! Right? And then like, and then like when the evil Heathcliff, who in this estate would know that there was somebody locked away in a basement? Who would know? Let me tell you what. Reginald and Agnes, the butler and main housekeeper, they would know. So she knows exactly who that man is. And then when she was like, no, I was like, oh, you are the drama right now, and I love you. That was so epic. So epic. I just have to give love for the epic Agnes running across the because it's a huge estate, you know what I mean? Like just running across the state, I must give that love. So good. Oh my goodness. And I just have to give much love to Yutsai as Sylvia Gray with that swagger. Like when you're like, did you stab my father when he was like sick and ailing? Do you like to stab old people? I was like, oh, but the best part though was the like, can I have my new character overheard that part where you stabbed or Graves? Like, oh, I know what that means. Yeah. So good. So good. Oh, so good. So good. That's all. And Imogen, what I really liked about Imogen today was the poor and innocent Imogen just getting all these love letters. She doesn't even know what to do. But Lindy, meanwhile, is stirring the pot so hard, so hard. It's all pot stirring all the time. I was like, I see you, Lindy. I see all of those pots that you've stirred.
You're sent like strategic love letters.
Yes, you did. And the strategy was pot stirring. And I'm here for it.
It was rescheduling or pot stirring. And I had to choose the pot stirring because it's good society. So, yes, thank you. You can find me here on my channel, Laugh Love Lindy. You're here every other Monday and Tuesday, with the exception of the past couple weeks, because life's been strange and busy, and migraines and GMs and being absent and having migraines and just being absent. We should, knock on wood, be playing Ghosts of Saltmarsh on Tuesday and every other Tuesday following that, which I will be GMing. They are totally not grabbing at Vecna's dagger for cultists of Vecna. No, they're on a treasure hunt, and they just have to bring a religious artifact back to some really shady, mysterious cloaked lady in a bar. Really sketchy bar, and they can keep all the rest of the treasure to themselves as payment. Wow, that sounds like such a great deal. And then on Monday nights, the following Monday, we will be back with our Critical Roles called the Netherdeep, which is bound to be excellent and fun because shit's getting wild when we're deep in those nethers. And then here, the next number of Sundays, because I don't feel like mathing right this moment, for Good Society, and to see where the rest of this shit show goes, we're gonna play Whist, and it's gonna be good. I'm excited. I'm gonna have to learn the rules. Yeah.
I had one last thing.
Yeah.
I want to say, I want to thank Yutsai for something.
Oh, please do.
When Yutsai told me that the Earl was going to do this noble thing, it's a far, far better thing than I've ever done. Very Sidney Carton. And when he just sat there and let me slander his character so bad, the minute I knew that he wasn't a bad guy, I was like, oh, nice. And so I just laid it on as hard as I could. Everything killed Caesar, everything. And I wanted to thank Yutsai for allowing me to slander his character so badly, as much as possible, knowing that he wasn't actually a bad guy at all. So I wanted to say thank you, Yutsai, for allowing me to slander him for this moment when the letters finally came out.
And if you like that, more of it next week here on Wednesdays for Reading Between the Lines. And that's about all you can find me right now. At some point, I'll be back on Traveler on Troopers channel on Fridays, but that's not till September, so we're still a ways away. Although I'm gonna blink and it's gonna be September. So until next time, y'all, have fun and play games.